the Google Pixel 2, the 1DX Mark II, and Ikea. So the other day, I saw a commercial about the Google Pixel 2 and how the camera on this phone can even make salt shakers look good, or salt grinders. So I thought I'd go to my local Ikea to test it out on some salt related things. So I've had the Google Pixel 2 for a few months now, and I must say I'm quite impressed with the image quality, but overall I'm very impressed with the portrait mode. So today I want to talk about the portrait mode and how good it is compared to the 1DX Mark II. Now I know it might seem a little unfair comparing the Google Pixel 2 with the 1DX Mark II, but I must say I was really surprised at the quality of the photos that you get out of this camera and also the isolation that you get in portrait mode. So we're going to compare the portrait mode in this camera versus the 1DX Mark II. The Google Pixel 2 in portrait mode takes the photo first and in software post-processes the image to make it look like a portrait photo. The software blur is very good and has a very impressive isolation for a phone. In darker areas, there is a little bit of compression, but it's pretty good for a camera phone. So when I was at Ikea, I found some salt related things to shoot. I took a photo of the salt packets with the Google Pixel 2 and also with the 1DX Mark II. So here's a side-by-side comparison, and I must say the quality of the Google Pixel 2 versus the 1DX Mark II is pretty close. At first glance, you could be fooled as to which is which. It's when you look at the details when it becomes a little bit more obvious which is the Google Pixel 2 and the 1DX Mark II. I also took a photo of a glass container that could hold salt, I guess, and it had a light bulb in the top of the frame. I wanted to see how it handled bokeh and whether the blur of a light bulb would be round and crisp. Obviously, with the 1DX Mark II, the bokeh was a lot nicer, but the Google Pixel 2 had an impressive way of reproducing the blur. I found a really nice spot at Ikea with some fairy lights. So I took a bottle of mustard and I placed it on the table, and I took a photo with the Google Pixel 2 and also the 1DX Mark II. And here are the results. With the Google Pixel 2, you do get some nice blur, but the lights don't really have that nice bokeh look, that creaminess that you get from the 1DX Mark II and a proper lens. But when you're out and about and you just want to capture some nice shots, this phone would definitely do the job. And lastly, you can't take a portrait photo without taking a portrait photo. So I took a photo of myself on the Pixel 2 and also on the 1DX Mark II. Side by side, the Pixel 2 does brilliantly. Obviously, the compression and the quality of the image won't be as good as the 1DX Mark II, but as a portrait photo, and if you want to use it on a day-to-day or on a daily basis, or maybe as a picture profile, the Pixel 2 is sharp and can get you those quick portrait shots. One thing to note, which isn't good or bad, is that the Pixel 2 processes the image after, which means when you tap on your subject, it focuses on that subject. And then it blurs the background, which means that your subject and everything about your subject will be in focus. When you take a photo with the 1DX Mark II at a low aperture to get the blur background, whatever you focus on will be in focus, but something like the nose or the ears will be out of focus with a lower aperture. On the Pixel 2, everything about your subject from the ears to the nose will all be in focus, and then the background will be blurred. So you do get a little bit of a difference in the look and the feel when you take a photo with the Pixel 2 that post-processes the image and the 1DX Mark II. It's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. It's just up to you as to whether or not you want that in your shot. I must say, I was very impressed with the Google Pixel 2 and how it produces its portrait mode images. This by no means was a scientific test, but purely a real-world example. So if you enjoyed the video and it helped you out in some sort of way, go ahead, like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next one.